Hi, good morning. This is Patty with Get Personal with Patty, and we're doing my first paycheck of July. Remember that I use the Budget Mom method, which uses these paycheck bill trackers and the calendar month. Now, this is my classic happy planner. In this planner, I only do my personal money that I get paid on a weekly basis. My husband gets paid bi-weekly and is a business self-employed. So we do that, and I have $100 of my money that goes into the joint account on a weekly basis. So I do his money bi-weekly and that $100 on a weekly basis in the joint account that just pays the house bills, household bills. Most of everything else comes out of this account. So I don't know. I just wanted to try something different in June. So that's kind of why I put it in the classic happy planner. I like that classic happy planner, and I like that it's flexible to add pages. So that's my setup. Because June was my first month like this, it was okay closing it out to see where every dollar went, because then at the end of the month I do close out the budget to reflect both this account and that account. My goals for July is certainly to just keep a little better track on the money spent, so that when I join it together, it's I can see exactly where the money was spent and every dollar was accounted for, because that's really what it's all about. It's certainly, as you'll see from this paycheck, there's money left over, but going into next week, we have a high childcare expense coming up. So I just need to try to keep at least $100 toward next week's childcare bill. Okay, so this is my calendar. In the calendar, I put down, when I get paid and where that money's being spent. Although I didn't highlight it yet, but that's okay. So I did a little bit, I guess. So I got paid yesterday, July 2nd. Yes, July 2nd. Today is July 4th. Very confusing with that Friday holiday in there. So some of that paycheck went to pay my our Mercury credit card, which has a $400 balance, and it started at about $1,200 in January. But the goal for July is to certainly pay off the balance. That would be 3 credit cards paid off since January. So we're on track to do that. And then I also paid my personal credit card. And it's kind of an extra payment because the balance, the credit card minimum is 101, and I had paid I think $50 in at the end of June, and now I'm paying another $50 in July, but it's only July 3rd. So come July 17th, I'm going to pay another $100 on the 15th, just to get almost one payment ahead. And my focus there is the $3,000 credit card bill, and I'm hoping to pay that by the end of December. I want to be credit card free by the end of December. That's my goal. And this Avenue here is a credit card for my clothes, and that's about $600. So I'm hoping by end of December as well. Just get rid of it, and then you know what? Save money in an envelope and buy clothes that way. It's, for me, it's very rewarding. I did do in June, in May, I was cashless. I used the debit card for groceries and BJ's and this and that. And for me, I just felt that I overspent. So I don't want to overspend on groceries anymore. I want to do groceries with cash, dining out with cash, any extra babysitting or childcare with cash. Those are my, and gas for the cars is my 4 focus envelopes, which you'll see in my budget. And I'll do a video afterwards of stuffing the budget, stuffing the envelopes. That's a fun, right? That's a fun thing to stuff the envelopes. And really, when you go to the grocery store, you bring your grocery envelope. And I try to spend between $60 and $70 on groceries on a weekly basis. And that really rounds out to about $425 for the month. I try to eat healthy. I try to feed my family healthy. Don't get me wrong, we have those chips every once in a while, but for the most part, we go to Aldi's. I'm no expert on this video thing. It took me a good 15 minutes to set it up. And as a mom to a special needs daughter who is G-tube fed, it's 6:15, 6:30 a.m. here on a Saturday, and her machine just beeped off. So figures, right? She turned. So kind of funny. All right, so back to my budget. So this is my July paycheck, July 3rd paycheck. We got paid on Thursday because we had a holiday Friday. And I did have some overtime the week before. So I got paid overtime, which is huge. Because it really, I'm the one that has the insurance and stuff taken out of my paycheck. So it's not, this amount is definitely not anything I get, close to anything that I get on a weekly basis. But you know what? It helps this week because it helped with my envelopes and my sinking funds. And I was able to pay a couple of bills. So really that's all I need. So I put my paycheck here, and then I paid Mercury credit card, $50. The minimum is $15. I do leave a $40 cushion in my checking account when I can. Usually it's $20, and that's just for the month so that I always know there's a little extra in my checking account if it need be. I paid that Capital One. So actually I paid $35 on the Capital One because I had paid $60 the end of June. So I met the minimum payment for the month, which is not due till the 15th. So I do want to pay a little bit more before the end of this month on Capital One. And then I put gas in my car, $25. So those bills totaled $150. And then my envelope money is here. $60 a week for groceries. Dining out, I put in $30. Extra childcare, $30. And I put $15 in the car gas envelope. And that'll just roll over into the following week for the whole month. And then I did some challenge savings, so that totaled another $20. And then over here in sinking funds, the orange is an automatic transfer online, and then purple is envelopes. Although I didn't put any money from my paycheck into the new sinking funds, which is pool fund. We have a pool, and my daughter's summer fund, so the child care can take her out. But I did take money from the joint account for that. So I have emergency fund of $25 a week. And again, you know what? For me, I want to get up to the $1,000 for an emergency fund. We're at $751, and the only way that that's been funded is $25 a week for, the last 8 months. So every little bit helps. $25 a week, consider taking it from your groceries, taking it from, that extra coffee that you might spend a week, even $10 a week. It will grow. Time just goes by so fast. It will grow. I've done a Christmas 2020 fund since last Christmas at $10 a week. We don't buy a lot of Christmas presents, where I'm already at $290. So come Black Friday, it should be around $450, and that's enough for us to, for me to buy my daughter, my husband, and my mother-in-law. That's really all we buy for. And, perhaps have extra money for, special foods that we like around the holidays. And again, it's just $10 a week, which for some people might be difficult, but at least it's something, so that when Christmas comes around, you're not stressing out where the money's coming from. That's the whole point of these, this method is the financial freedom to have, not to be stressing out about money. Because you know what? In life, there are a lot of other stressors. Why do we need to stress out about money as well? Okay, off my soapbox. And then I do put in $25 a week transfer on a weekly basis to our household account. And I use Ally online. Ally gives you the opportunity to create buckets. So I have a bucket for household. I have a bucket for Grace. I have a bucket for my husband now for his birthday. And you just distribute the money how you like. And then for an extra, I put $50 today extra savings into my savings account. So this gives me a balance of a leftover of 131 of my paycheck this week. And my goal is not to use any more money from that because, like I said, next week's anticipated child care bill is $500. And I certainly don't make that on a weekly basis. All right, so this is my July. I have, so July is a 5-week month of paycheck. So I have 5 of these paycheck bill trackers. And then I come over here and I have my expense trackers. And I just keep track of everything that I spend. And I categorize it by color. So at the end of the month, it's easier to look at, and even during the course of the month, it's easy to look at and see exactly where I spent the money. So I took 150 out for my envelopes, and I will be doing a video of stuffing my envelopes. Excuse me. So that's my first paycheck in July. Thanks for watching. If you like it, subscribe to get all of my videos. I'm doing an Aldi haul later on this afternoon, and I hope you all have a happy 4th of July.